How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video with me, OLT. In this one I'm going to be bringing you the 5 things that I have loved about the, as you can see, Mk8 Golf GTI. In this one we're going to start at the back of the car and we're going to talk about the rear of this Golf GTI in its Mk8 version. For me, I think this Mk8 has one of the nicest rears of any Golf so far created. I know people have a lot of love for previous Golfs. People love the 7, people love the 6, the 5, whatever it is. Everyone loves a Golf and you'll all have your different opinions on which one has the best sort of design aspects to it. I know people loved the old light shape where they were more square. I know people have loved them when they're more curved. For me, I think this one is actually the nicest design the Golf GTI has had to date. Maybe I'm a bit more of a fan of the Mark 7 in some colourways, but I think white on this one, for being one of the base colours for the GTI, is absolutely beautiful. The way it sits down, it's got wide shoulders to it. The way the lights just wrap around the car, I think are really nice, and this new design on the lights is absolutely beautiful. You've got the double tailpipes at the bottom there, and I think that just looks absolutely quality. So for me, the first thing I've absolutely loved about this Golf is going to be the rear styling of this one. Even to say the headlight on the top there, when you brake in the night and you see that, I think it just looks mint. There's everything about it that really just works for us. I don't think there's anything that I dislike about the rear aspect of this car. In that angle there is probably one of the nicest hatchbacks you'll see on the market today, in my opinion. The second thing that I've loved about this Golf GTI is actually going to be the way you sit in the cockpit of this car. As you can see, as I open up that door, you'll see the screens are curved to face towards the driver. That centre console is tilted slightly, angling towards the driver, and then the screen wraps around the dash and also onto the side here where you will see your light instruments. As you look though from this angle, just look at how those seats support you while you're sat in them. These side bolsters here are absolutely huge. If you just look at that angle there, you can see just how much those side bolsters stick out and support you and hug you into the position while you're in the car. They're really soft but also firm at the same time, which when you're flying around corners on country roads is absolutely fantastic. As I get into the car then, I'll show you just about what I mean from the seating position on this one. So as you close the front door of this car, the front door, the driver's door of this one, you'll see how the seating position is just absolutely down to a T in this one. I've got in some other cars, not necessarily hatchbacks, but my A5, I don't particularly like the seating position in my A5. It doesn't feel comfortable. I think the seat isn't specifically designed to make you feel like you're in a cockpit, whereas this one is. The way the screens wrap round, the way the centre console wraps up, and the way the seating position is, and how the bolsters hold you into this car, I think the seating position in this one really makes you feel like you're in a really sporty hatchback, and it just gives you that really, really nice feeling when you climb into it. For a long drive, a short drive, or whether you're beaming this round on some country roads, it is a perfect driving position in my opinion. The third thing that I've loved about this one then is actually going to be something that also surprised us on this when I found out that it was the case, and that is going to be that on this Golf GTI you actually get sports brakes as standard. That's something that surprises us because it's not something you get on every sport version of a car. So for example, if you're going to get like a BMW 1 Series and you get the M Sport pack, or Audi A1, A3, A5, and you get the S line, or you get the Mercedes A class, C class, whatever, and you get the AMG line of that, you don't always get the sports brakes as standard. With the Golf GTI in its Mk8 version, you do get sports brakes as standard. In other cars that can be a few £1,000 option, which people either do or don't tick, but it's sometimes something people don't know is actually an option, especially if you're not speccing the car yourself and you're just getting it from a dealer that's already specced, or you're buying it second hand. For me, I had no idea that this Golf GTI was going to have an upgraded brakes to the sports brakes. So I just think that was a nice surprise. And from when I've drove the normal and regular Golf to driving this one, obviously you drive this one a bit more spirited, you can definitely tell that the brakes are better on this one than you can a normal Golf. So to get that as a free option with the GTI, I know people will say, well, you're paying for a sporty version of the car, you should get sports brakes as a standard option. Yeah, maybe you should, but in the modern world, options, books and checklists mean more money for the dealer, more money for the manufacturer. So to see this be put in as something as standard is really, really good from the VW group. The fourth thing then that I've loved about this Golf GTI is going to be another two things which actually come as standard with this one, which is a bit unexpected. The first I'll walk you through is going to be the sports tuned suspension that you get on this one. So what I mean by that is, if you come and look at the front of the car actually is tuned to be 5% stiffer at the front and 15% stiffer at the back of the car. This means that when you're driving, you're going to get better handling on this one compared to the normal Golf. So having that slightly more tuned suspension gives you slightly better handling, and to be honest, I would say it's a bit more than slightly. What I've found is it's quite a bit better at handling this one. I don't know if there's sort of a placebo effect in your mind telling you that it handles better because it's the sporty version, but this one does have a sports tuned suspension put onto it as standard from VW, so that you, like I said, you get the 5% stiffer at the front, 15% stiffer at the back, which gives you that better handling overall. And the second thing of that fourth thing, if that makes sense, is the second option as standard which you get on this one. It's that these also come as standard with an electronically assisted slip diff, which means that when you're driving this car, the car knows by itself where to put the power into this one. So if you're coming round a corner and let's say, for example, it's a bit wet, you're going round the corner and this side of the car needs more grip, or it has less grip than this side, the car automatically knows to put more of the power through this wheel than that wheel to get more performance from the car to get you out of that corner. So just for example, say you're coming down this corner, round this corner here, you're coming round the bend and you've not got as much grip in this front right tyre. The car knows itself to put more power into the front left tyre to get you round that corner and zooming out of it more efficiently and with higher performance, and that all comes from the electronically assisted new slip diff that comes as standard on these Mk8 Golf GTIs, which is something you obviously don't get on a standard Golf. So the fifth and final thing then that I love about this new Golf GTI and its Mk8 edition is going to be the new tech and the new infotainment in this one. So as you can see, you have this new digital display on the dashboard, which then comes round onto the center console and its infotainment system. The way, for a start, the way this is designed is one of the nicest driver's sort of displays and infotainment systems I think you will see on a hatchback these days. But where it gets even better is the technology that is on both of these screens, as well as the steering wheel here. So we'll start on the center console and the main infotainment screen. What I love is the fact that when you're stopped, it's much better to deal with when you're stopped, because if you're driving, this is impossible to go through, I won't lie to you. The way you can change all of this on this screen and look at your cockpit settings, your interior lighting, the design, the brightness. On the exterior, you can view the comfort lighting, how long you want to change the lighting duration for when you're getting out of the car. The annoying thing is trying to get this to sort of focus while I'm doing it. You can adjust your mirrors, you can adjust your headlights, spin at the back of the car, you can adjust stuff to do with your brakes, your windows and your center locking. That is all fantastic for that to be done on there instead of just touch buttons and stuff like that. It makes it really easy to actually see what you're doing and it explains it well. But the next best thing for me is actually going to be all the new driver assistances that the IQ Drive has put into the Mk8 GTIs. So for example, you can see all these things lighting up in blue as I go to touch them. If I click this first one here, you'll see that that's your side assist, your lane change system. You can turn it on or off and you can change the brightness of it, and if you press information, it's going to alert you to vehicles that could present a danger when changing lanes. That can be presented either via the wing mirrors or by an alert that comes up on your digital driving dashboard there. So go back from that, this little force field looking thing is going to be your front assist emergency braking. As you can see, it's active. It displays a distance warning, some swerve support, and oncoming vehicle braking with turning. Again, just massive bits of tech that really make this car so much further ahead than predecessing models. So the next one is your adaptive cruise control. You've got your road layout preview and you've got your speed limit preview, so you can see your signs here. It tells you what the speed limits are going to be and what they're going to change to, as well as allowing you to set the distance of how far you want that adaptive cruise control to be, whether you want it to be 1, 2, 3, 4 car lengths ahead to stick to the speed that you're at. So that is the mad new infotainment system that you get on the center console. As you come to your digital driving display, the best thing about this is all customizable as well. So on your steering wheel here, you've got your speed limiter, you've got your cruise control, you've got your adapt, your set, your reserve, all those sort of things. And on this side, this is where it allows you to change the display and how you want to view things and where you want it to be on your screen. So currently displaying the map on the infotainment system, press OK to display the map in the instrument cluster. I'm not going to do it because at the minute I just like this being just plain, just like that. Sometimes I like the date and time, but if you want to display the map in the instrument cluster, you can do that as well, rather than having it on your middle center console. And this just really has elevated everything about the Golf GTI for me. I think it's massively taken on leaps and bounds, and the tech that's been added and the infotainment system that they've got with this new IQ drive is absolutely phenomenal in my opinion. So then, ladies and gentlemen, that has been the 5 things that I've loved about this Mk8 Golf GTI. I do think it's an absolutely fantastic car. It has so many amazing features on it that I think are really spot on in the hatchback lineup. And this is something I do think you need to consider as your next daily, as your first car if you're that luxurious, or something to have as a run around toy for the weekends. This has been the 5 things I've loved about it though. Go check out the 5 things I hate. Drop us a comment, drop us a like, drop us a sub, all those good things. I'll hopefully catch us all in another one. Cheers.